Do you see yourself in a way as a role model in sports media, particularly to people from BME backgrounds such as yourself?
We had an event last week and I had so many different people coming up to me asking me questions, black guys and that, and women, and saying, we've been really inspired by what you do, give us some advice and that, and I think that's amazing, you know. So if we can get more, you know, black guys and, you know, black women into the media industry, that'd be brilliant. The country we're living in is a diverse country, but sometimes there's not enough, you know, black people in media. The only way to change things is being involved, and when you're involved in it, you'd be surprised how many things you can change. The first thing you change is perceptions. Do you know what? Like things like discrimination and that is all about fear. It's fear, isn't it? You see somebody and say, oh, I'm not too sure about that guy, man. Why? Right? But once that fear's overcome and that barrier's broken down, then the person has no more. It's a bit like, you know, I was with the other day when the sad passing of Cyrille Regis. And I remember him from when I was a kid, like Cyrille Regis and that, and those guys playing football. And the abuse and the booing and all that they used to get. And I was saying to my son's 8, but he plays football at a football academy. And I was telling him the story, and I was saying, yeah, when he used to first play, they used to throw bananas. And he said, huh, why? And I said, listen, that's how it used to be. And he said, oh, people used to do that. And to hear him say that, people used to do that. And that's one of the good things about football in England now. You go to a football game, you don't really, now and again you still get incidents, yeah? But compared to what it used to be like, it's not like that no more. And changes happen. And a lot of that's because the barriers have been broken down, the fear is gone, you know, people even around will, if somebody, say, makes a monkey chant, will report them and things like that. So, you know, I'm all for breaking down barriers.
To have two brothers, particularly from a BME background, be so successful is rather rare. Do any of your family have a background in the media industry? My parents,
both Jamaicans, no media experience apart from we watch TV. That was our media experience. No media experience at all. But I remember growing up, we were all into sports. We all played sports, and then my dad, like, he's always watching sports, always watching football, cricket, and he's so opinionated. I think that's where we got it from, because like he was always so knowledgeable about all sports. You know, he loved his cricket, loved his football. And so, you know, the amount of times I remember, mum's passed away now, but I remember it'd be on a Sunday around the dinner table and we'd be arguing about football, back and forth, and she'd have to say, do you lot don't talk about anything else apart from football? So that's where we've got it from.
You obviously own and run your own YouTube channel. What is that like? What are some of the things that go on in the background that perhaps the fans don't necessarily see? They just see the output. They might not see things like the hard work.
If I gave you an example of, say, the game against Brighton the other day, so early kickoff, 1:30, was up at 7 in the morning, made our way to the game, filmed about 3-4 bits of content before the game and uploaded that. After the game, of course, we did our interviews, and then we have to upload all of those videos, edit those videos and upload them all before we can even leave the ground. You know, so we'll be doing that outside. And I wasn't home until probably about 10 o'clock at night. And thankfully now I've got a little team behind me, so, you know, there's about a team of about 4 or 5 of us working on stuff now. But when we first started, it was just 2 of us. And it was 2 of us up until about, I'd say, 6 months ago. And it was hard. I think it's kind of important that you're going to enjoy it, because you're going to have a lot of times where it's a lot of hard work. And if you're not enjoying it, you might think, why am I doing this, and give up. But if you're enjoying it and you love it, you'll persevere.